Hello, everybody, and a very good evening to all the students, parents, and the teachers of SSVM, and everyone who is joining us today. Welcome to the 9th episode of SSVM EduTalk, and I'm Srisha, hosting the episode for today. In this episode, our guest for this evening is the very sought after and popular playback singer Shri Vijay Prakash sir. Welcome to SSVM EduTalk, sir.
Hi, Srisha, and what a joy to be here, talking to you, and to all the students through this medium. And yeah, I mean, it's for me. Of course, we will talk about questions that you have, but for me, every time I see you, I see your parents in you. I see their hard work in you. I see their success in you, and just the path that they have traveled, which is nothing but giving back to society. And you being the person that's going to take it forward, and just that your journey, everything is so inspiring. So congratulations for doing this. And as I said, it's for me, it's an absolute pleasure being here. And hi to all the students who are watching us.
Thank you very much, sir. I think it's such a blessing to listen to all these from you, and definitely I'm inspired, by you and your journey as well. And it's such an honor for me to interview you today. And I'm sure it feels like yesterday when you honored our teachers last year for Teachers' Day. And unfortunately, I might have missed it because I was in Canada. And but our SSVM family has not stopped talking about your performance along with your team. So it was such a blessing to have you here at our campus.
Same here.
And,
I think I carried some great memories back with me. All the teachers, and when I go back to that day, it's such a beautiful auditorium. First of all, created with so much of passion, and every detailing has been done in terms of acoustics. So every bit of that auditorium is so beautiful, such good vibes. And I think what makes it beautiful is the students. The participation that they had, everybody came on stage. We had some amazing talent singing along with me, and yes, I did have an interaction with the students. They were all so disciplined, yet I could see the joy of learning in them. So I think somewhere that's the success of the institution, that while and I think that credit goes to your mother. she while she makes sure that a strict discipline is followed, she also gives that a very, I don't know if I can use that motherly, but I could see that she gives that very motherly affection to all the staff and the students. So that's what I saw.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she has definitely been a role model for me as well, because being a woman, she broke through so many barriers in the society, and she always wanted to give the right kind of education for the children, and that has actually made it possible throughout so many years, and that has definitely inspired me to carry on this legacy and carry this passion for education. So I'm very blessed. Yeah.
Sometimes when I actually, I'm very fortunate to have your father as a very dear friend, and all because of you, because it was your album work that I was being a part of.
I'm very blessed to have recorded 2 songs with you.
It was just a very casual meeting in Mumbai. Your father came along with the music director, I think Dina sir, if I'm not wrong. It was Dina sir, and it was an album song. So for me, it was just like another job that I would just do. And then while we were singing, he spoke about you, and then he, then we, the conversation, there's a lot of warmth in it. and then we became friends. Everybody that you travel with, not necessarily become friends for life, right? Some
Something I think you would have commonly shared would have been the love for your daughters and having only child.
And then he was talking about you and the different dimensions of your personality at such a young age. And also, I remember he talking to me very proudly that you have already met the honorable prime minister of our country. There's all those things, and I was like, wow, this is amazing, and she can also sing like this. That is blessing. And then we started talking about how it all started for them, how they started from a very, see, when your intentions are positive, when your intentions are honest, they say, right, kainat bhi aapke saath mil jati hai, means the universe gives you a hand and takes you forward. I think at this point, I think all the students must realize one thing, that there is no shortcut whatsoever to success. It cannot be like, I will do something tonight and tomorrow morning I'll be a star. That cannot happen. Everything has to go through a certain process, and only then there is joy to that success. Now, your parents started off from a very small little place, and then look where they have taken it. So, because their intentions were honest, everybody came together. So that's how it all started for me. And your dad is someone very special. Just for the smile that he carries, always, no matter whatever stress he may be going through, but he always carries a smile. And yeah, I can keep talking about your family because I mean every word when I say that.
Thank you so much for those kind words, sir. Where we cannot be thankful enough to have had your presence today with us in this episode, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for taking out time and doing your homework in finding out what all I've done. But yeah, it's honestly, I want to thank my gurus at this point of time, because we're talking to students. There's so many students. I can say hi, sir. You gave your voice. There are a lot of people interacting with us, and we'll go back to them soon. So, so I was saying, at this point, I think I want to thank all my gurus. Since we're talking to all the students, we're all born with a talent. Some have a very, organic, very natural liking for science. Some may have it for math. Some may have it for art. But we always need somebody, a guru, a teacher, to give us the power to identify our own talent. And the teacher is the one who empowers you to see your own world that exists within you. So talent is not something we can acquire. We are mostly born with it, but we do acquire a skill to use that knowledge, to use the talent that we are born with, and that skill is only given by a teacher. That's why a teacher is someone that is very important in our lives. But unfortunately, we don't realize when we have them. It's a luxury to be in a school. It's a luxury to be in a place where there's someone who is willing to share the knowledge, who is willing to share how to use your own skill for your own development. So at this point, when you talk about all my accomplishments, I want to thank my guru, especially my grandfather, Sri Lakshmi Pati Bhagavatar, my father, Sri L. Ramasesha, my mother, Srimati Lupa Mudra. These are the people who, selflessly sat with me, and they taught me Carnatic music, without which none of this could have been, possible in my life. So my gurus, and then I learned from a lot of people. Sri Suresh Wadkarji from Bombay, Srimati R. Vedavalli from Chennai. But learning is a continuous process. I'm sure you can understand. There are two types of learning. or two types of teaching. One is a direct teaching, that is a service that a lot of people do. They teach you directly, and you know that's a teacher. But a lot of people teach you indirectly, and that's the character of those people, that you learn from them, you imbibe, you want to be like them. You may not be in direct contact with them, but you're constantly following them, you're constantly looking at their work. So all these teachers have taught me. And yes, talking about the Vijay Prakash Day, that was like a surprise proclamation. Or even talking about performing at the thanks to A R Rahman sir. Being at the Grammys stage, thanks to A R Rahman sir. Or whether I could sing Om Sivoham, thanks to Raja sir. So there is always people who are waiting to give you the rewards that you deserve. But it's up to us to travel to that spot and get those rewards. So at this point, I want to tell all the students, respect your teachers and make sure that you get everything that you want from them, because it's a luxury in today's time. And look at technology. Even in these times, people can actually sit on a computer, go online and learn. So learning will never stop, and learning should never stop. And when that continues, rewards are a very, very natural thing to come to you, because its rewards are always waiting for people.
That's very true, sir. I think, that's very true. We all have to definitely be lifelong learners, and this applies to not only music, I think any field, right? And whatever we are passionate about, we have to consistently keep ourselves open-minded to continue to learn. So that's you share that so well, and I think so. You definitely mentioned about your family and your legacy that you carry in music. Your grandparents were legendary musicians, and your parents, and you've learned from legendary musicians as well. They've been your gurus. So I was wondering, did you intend to become a musician or a singer because of the environment you grew up in, and because of your family background?
The two aspects to that, because when I quote my own brother, that uh, my elder brother, we both are born in to a same family, but I traveled my journey as a musician. But my brother is into technology. He works in a engineering college. So though he loves music, though he's been very supportive of my career, he never actually got into music as a career or as a profession. And so I think it's sometimes I can say it's a pre-designed journey, that you just travel. Because you can always see in a family of four, all four are different. Not necessarily all four are doing the same thing, unless the family forces them to do the same same thing. Somebody has a big business and they want all the four children to do the same thing, then it's a different question. But otherwise, it's a very natural thing for people to get attracted to what they like, because as I said, it's a very hidden quality in every human being. A cricketer naturally goes into cricket, how much ever you want to stop them. I think in a similar way, I think music was a very natural phenomenon for me. Nobody ever forced me. And now when I look back, I'm so happy that I decided to be a musician, because anything else would have been a very mediocre journey for me. So at least as a musician, I feel somewhere I've done something that gives me a certain amount of joy and satisfaction.
Amazing. And like our topic today says, singing for the soul. And you have definitely touched upon so many different souls across the world, through your singing, through your voice. And I'm definitely proud to say I'm one of them. And, because you chose this career, I think, we're very happy that, you chose this career, and through your voice, through your music, we can actually sit and enjoy and relax yeah, listening to you. So it's just amazing, sir. Thank you so much for doing that.
I know when it comes to music, I also have to give you that compliment that you are a very, very fine singer, and I'm sure with all these, multiple things that you're doing, music is something that you have been giving priority to, and you will continue to do so. In fact, before we finish this live, I think at some point we must do one song together.
Definitely, definitely.
We'll we'll do Innum Konjam Neram from Marian, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
In case if you know that song, I would like to do that as a song, both of us, for the people joining us.
definitely. Sounds good. So, growing up, when you discovered your passion for music, did you feel this weight of having to live up to your family's music legacy, or and did you feel, or do you feel that even your daughter Kavya would undergo a similar growth process?
Yeah, so luckily just like you, I was blessed with parents who never expected or who never measured success as something that a society would define it. My parents always told me success is not about, just about getting fame, name, money. Success is about you enjoying what you do. So, at some point when I told them that music is what I want to do, they were very clear about their thoughts. They said, it's your journey, it's your life, and we want to give you the power to take that decision. But having said that, you are responsible for the outcome of your decision, because we are not stopping you. So you better be responsible, and when you say you want to be a musician, give your 100%. And I think that was a very profound statement, because when you give responsibility to somebody, they become responsible. But as long as you doubt them, as long as you're like, in a dilemma, then, you're shaking yourself as well as the person that you're making work. So they gave me 100% freedom with responsibility. So I had to do whatever I did the best. Now, talking about my daughter, I feel she's so sorted. While she is a fantastic musician, because I know naturally she's got the talent to sing, she's got the talent to, different aspects of art. She was very clear, because when I took her, she was probably 5 years old. I took her for a recording. She sang like a rock star, she performed like a rock star, and the clients were very happy. She came out and she was just 5, and she said, Papa, I really love doing this, but I don't want to come back to studio. I didn't, this is not what I want to do. She was just 5. And I said, I'm so happy that you are so clear about what you want to do. And then I never took her back to studios. And as you know, today she's doing her business graduation, but at the same time, whenever she feels like singing, she sings. So, not necessarily you have to sing for the world all the time. Sometimes you can just sing for yourself, and that's how. So, that's how every parent, I think, probably should look at their children and give them the freedom, the choice to decide what they want to do. Only when they're confused, only when they come to you, you guide them, because as parents it's our responsibility to guide them. But otherwise, most of the kids have a very natural vision towards what they want to do.
Very astonished listening to the story of Kavya, because
Yeah.
you know this. When she was 5 years old, she had such a clear imagination and thought.
Yeah.
Uh,
She didn't refuse before. She quietly did her job. She didn't say a word, and she sang like a rock star. After she came out, she sat in the car and she said this. And I was like, this is all I want, clarity of thought. Whether you're 5 or 50, there needs to be clarity in your thought process. And I think, just like you, just like you.
I was also pretty much clear, but maybe not when I was 5 years old. I don't think I was that clear enough to have that imagination. But maybe when I was small, I think I had a conversation with my dad. Should be around 5 or 6. Looking at my mom run the schools, I think we had a very funny conversation, and I said I want to run a school on that hill. So yeah, it was like sometimes as kids, I think we realize that, and then midway, sometimes we might have different kind of explorations, and we might want to explore different things, but we always know what we want to do. So that's
It's absolutely fine, you know. Life is designed like that. It's a little unpredictable journey. It's absolutely okay at 30 if you decide to change what you want to do. It's absolutely okay at 50 if you decide to do something new. It's nothing wrong. But have some drive every day. That when you wake up, you want to do something. Don't just let a day go by, you know, and just you sleep, you wake up without knowing what to do. That's not life. Now, as I said, every story cannot be successful that can be measured. But as long as you wake up with enthusiasm to do something, I think you're successful. There has to be enthusiasm. There has to be a goal for that day. And yeah, some, as I said, some take a direction right from their childhood, but some keep changing, but that's fine. You don't have to be a cricketer all your life. You don't have to be a musician all your life. At some point, you decide to do something new, explore it, be vocal about it, but have that enthusiasm.
Thank you so much for sharing that so beautifully, sir. And moving on to the next question. Sir, have you heard of Malcolm Gladwell's concept of the 10,000 hour rule? So it's in his book, Malcolm Gladwell's, he has wrote that 10,000 hours is the magic number of greatness. So you need to have practiced, and you need to have apprenticed for about 10,000 hours before you get good at something, or before you master something. So,
really?
Yeah, in your case, I think, did you intuitively feel that moment when you crossed the 10,000 hour threshold and started enjoying your own singing? Can you share more about how we can push through and master ourselves in any field?
Wow, that's a beautiful concept, though. But I guess I'm sure. I mean, it's a beautiful theory, and at the same time, what I personally feel is when it's more the number of hours that you give to something. It's about focus and passion and joy while doing that. Because yes, practice makes a man perfect. It's a saying, because we do realize that our body is made in such a way that when you practice something over a period of time, it becomes a very natural phenomenon for that body. Like, you keep driving for 5 years, then you really don't think about, okay, now I have to press the clutch, now I have to change the gear. It just happens automatically, right? Because you're on the phone, or you're probably talking to somebody, but the body is doing its job. You know how to reach your home. You don't need a Google map every time. So brain has that ability to get used to a certain action over a period of time, and then do it very naturally. Like, for example, even sometimes when I sing, it's a very natural habit for me now. My body can perform a song without me really focusing on it. You get my point? But I cannot give lecture to 100 students talking about some physics, because I cannot do it automatically. I need to do my homework because my brain is not used to that, practiced that teaching. But having said that, what I don't want to do in my life is my body performing or my mind performing a song automatically, because I don't want that to happen. Every time I sing a song, I want to be there in that moment. I would have sung Om Shivoham probably 500 times, but even now, Om Shivoham, Om Shivoham, Rudranamam Bhajeham, Veerabhadraya Agninetraya Ghora Samhara, Sakala Lokaya Sarva Bhutaya Sathya Sakshatkara, Shambho Shambho Shankara, Om Shivoham, Om Shivoham, Rudranamam Bhajeham.
Wow.
So though now my brain has the ability to sing automatically, I can be doing something else while singing. I can be Om Shivo, I can check my Om Shivoham, Rudranamam Bhajeham. I can do that. But I don't want to do that because it is something that I've always loved. It is something that gives me an identity to myself, and it is something that gives me a reason to live. So I want to do it with passion. Every time I want to sing with that same dedication. I want to feel every word. So 10,000 hours is for brain, not for your soul. Your soul has to participate every time, no matter what, how many number of hours of practice you've done. That is only for the brain. You can excel only when you put your soul every time. So you have to participate in that moment and not make it a very automatic function.
Beautifully said, and this was the right moment. You jumped in with the song as well. I think we all enjoyed listening to you sing Om Shivoham, and thank you very much, sir. I definitely have learned a great deal from what you shared. I think as a singer and somebody who follows at least 2 or 3 lines of work, I think this is a great thing for me to keep in mind whenever I focus on something.
I think every action, especially during this COVID, like I could spend so much time. I think it was, as everyone said, it was time where we couldn't go outside, so we all went inside, right? We all went inside. It was a very introspective time for all of us. It was, I think, a fantastic time to realize the value of every small thing. So now, even not just music, even if I'm eating, every morsel of rice I'm enjoying, I focus and I'm like, man, we have to live every moment with, giving, 100%. So now I'm talking to Srisha, I don't want to do anything else. I just want to focus and do this. And after 1 hour, when I move on to something else, I want to do that with focus. And since we're talking to students, I'm just coming back to the same thing over and again. Going back to the 10,000 hours of theory. If looking at life, even if we live for 100 years, we are still talking about 36,500 days, roughly, only. 36,500 days, roughly, or 650, whatever, makes it 100 years of life. So, in that, if you take out 10,000 hours, it's a very important time of your life. So, every time you give time to learning, be there 100%. And if you're not able to focus, you want to do anything else, do that 100% so that when you come back to studies, you can stay focused. Don't do 2 things parallelly. Sometimes I see people busy on their phone, but they're also trying to learn something. I think it's difficult. I can't deny, I can't say that it's impossible. Maybe there are sharper minds who have a very good retention, but most of us are very ordinary human beings, and we need to focus. Anything that we are doing in life needs focus. So that's where I would, agree with 10,000 hours of theory. It's brilliant.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much. And so the musical composition and tunes for every song is quite very different. And how is your creative process like when you are creating a new song? And do you feel that you have been having more freedom in the creative process when working with music directors?
Yeah. So it has two aspects. One is the music itself, because my learning in Carnatic gave me that the ability to understand and decode different genres of music. Because at the end of the day, everything is Saregama Padanisa, Sanida Pamagarisa. So any song you take, it's all Saregama Padanisa. Papa Masa Saga Sanisa Yelelama Yele Papa Magasa Saga Sanisa Gamama Gamapa Mama Reza Sarini Kagamama Gamapa Mama Reza Sarini Sariga Rega 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 Pam Tapa Papa Gagari Rega Sariga Papa Gagari Rega Papa 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 ga ga re ga ga papa ga ga pa sa sa ga ba sa re za ga sa re pa pa காதல் அணுக்கள் உடம்பில் எத்தனை நியூட்ரான் எலக்ட்ரான் பத சனி ரி சனி தபா பத 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 பக க க ம ப பத தனி நி ச சரி ரி க க ம த ப. So that's pretty much how you can decode every song with this swaras that Indian music has. So that's why I always tell people that, if you aspire to be a singer, give some time to learn the say your singing is nice. Gopi, Ananthan, Mithul Arun, everyone. I think you should talk to some.
Yeah, yeah, they're all loving your singing.
Akshat Praveen, Abhijit, Dinesh. Wow, thank you, Dinesh. Oh my God, you're great, sir. I love your singing, Aishwarya, Gopi. You have some great talent in your school.
Yes.
So coming to that, different. You were asking me how do you sing different styles of music. Now, voice at the end of the day is not a genre by itself. It's just an instrument. It's like a violin. You can play Western, you can play classical, you can play a folk, because it's just an instrument. The job of an instrument is to just create that sound, right? And it's not predetermined that the instrument has the ability to do any kind of music. Similarly, the voice. So it can sing Carnatic, it can sing Hindustani. It can sing Yelelama, Yelelama. It can sing Govinda, Govinda, Chennai Pudu Ponnu. It can sing Om Shivoham. It can sing a happy song. It can sing a romantic song. It can sing a sad song. It can sing Don't worry, very happy. It can sing boom 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 boom. It can do anything because it's just an instrument. The genres are all here in your brain. right? It's just like the way we speak. We can speak in Hindi, we can speak in Tamil, Telugu, whatever language it is. The tongue doesn't refuse because you know it's all in the brain. So, and also as a kid, I think I was very naturally I was a very linguistic person, I think, because I had this natural love for languages. Because I'm coming from Mysore, Kannada is the language that I was born with. I was surrounded by beautiful Kannada happening around me. At the same time, my mother was relatives were all in Tamil Nadu, so I used to travel a lot. So naturally, I had this, Tamil language happening, and of course, Raja sir's music was constantly pulling me there. And Telugu also happened, and ever since, because I'm living in Bombay for the last 25 years, I speak good Marathi. And also, I think as Indians, this I'm saying from a very different angle. As Indians, I think it is very, very important that we all love every culture, every language, and we don't divide. All these states are all all for administration purpose. That's how I look at it. It's all these geographical separations we have, that is purely for the administration. But as Indians, we cannot refuse anything. We have to love every part of this India. We have to love every culture, every language, every person. That's when we are Indians, right? So I always felt that, I don't want to stop myself. I want to love all languages. I want to love everybody. So, and that helped me to sing, whether it's Tamil or Marathi or Telugu or Kannada or Hindi or Malayalam for that matter. I sang in all these languages because I really loved being a part of that culture.
Yeah, and I think you speak most of those languages well. You speak Tamil so well, and Kannada definitely very fluent. And do you speak?
Judge, probably among very few who judged Saregamapa on Z Kannada, Z Tamil, Z Telugu. So I was doing all three languages as a judge. సో తెలుగులో కూడా నేను జడ్జ్ చేస్తున్నాను, తమిళ్లో కూడా నాదా జడ్జ్, కన్నడದಲ್ಲೂ ನಾನೇ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ. I'm just showing off, but it was fun.
I mean, it's an incredible talent to have. If you're able to communicate, especially India is so culturally diverse, and every state, every city, every state has its own language, and it's sometimes becomes very difficult for us to communicate with.
Not necessarily we have to speak every language, because that's not possible. But as long as we accept everybody, just acceptance itself is a great feeling.
That's great, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that. And sir, I wanted to ask, what moment in your musical journey would be your breakthrough opportunity that also served as your turning point?
Sorry, I didn't get the. I think there was the sun glare that was happening, so I was just trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I'll repeat.
Okay, sorry. Can you come again on that question, please?
So what I was wondering is, what moment in your musical journey would be your breakthrough opportunity that also served as a turning point for you?
So you're talking about a turning point in my career?
Yes.
It's yeah.
What opportunity? It could be a song.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I lost your voice in the middle.
Oh.
So I would say that's a beautiful question. I would say Jai Ho was like a turning point. Can I join audio, sir? Srinita. Hopefully soon. I don't know.
Well,
So
questions from the audience, maybe.
okay. So the turning point was definitely Jai Ho. I'll tell you why. 95, I went to Mumbai from Mysore. I started doing advertising. As I said, more than close to 3,000 jingles. McDonald's India was launched with my jingle. McDonald's mein kuch baat. Around 98, all the World Cup. Ye dil mange more. Aha, Pepsi. Most of it was my jingle. I mean, the jingle that I sang. ICICI, I did almost all their hum hai na, in all languages, huh? Because I would sing Hindi, and then following day I would sing the same jingle in Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, Punjabi, Oriya, Assamese. So that's how I used to work. I used to do one jingle, and we used to get language supervisors, and they used to tell us. I mean, they used to teach me how to sing it in their language, and I would sing it in 14 languages sometimes, including Sinhalese and all that. And I used to do the voiceover also. புதிய கோல்கேட் இப்போது all that voiceovers in television. That's what, close to 10,000 acts in Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, sometimes in English. So I used to do all this for about 15 years. I was busy doing this. But there was only one problem with that. It was a fantastic profession in terms of experience, and even in terms of the monetary, because you're working with the corporates, and it was very well rewarded industry in terms of the finances and everything. But nobody ever knew that it was me who was doing it, because there are no credits to it, right? படத்தில் வந்து கிரெடிட்ஸ் வரும் கடைசியில் யார் பாடினது என்னங்கிறது. ஆட்ஸில் அது வரும். அது இட்ஸ் யூ கான்ட் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் தேம் டு வேர்ல்பூல் ஆட் cannot put sung by Vijay Prakash. So 15 years I was somewhere struggling to get an identity to the work that I was doing. I was only getting rewarded monetarily, but not by name. When Jai Ho happened, it just twisted the whole thing, because boom, it was at the Golden Globe, it was at the Oscars, and it was at the Grammys, and everybody started looking at who this singer is. Apart from me, of course, Sukhwinder ji has sung the whole thing. So you can tell it Telugu, can you sing Jai Ho? Yes, I will. So Jai Ho happened, and it was like a torch on me. It was like, we all need light at some point on us. We all want to be in the center stage. We all love it, because as humans, we all love the attention. Not that we are constantly seeking for it, but when you get attention, you love it. That's how we are designed. So Jai Ho was like that spotlight on me. And then things changed, and then it's been a wonderful journey ever since.
That song has definitely been, has created a pride in all the Indians, and we're so proud of it, and forever will be proud of it. And especially, I think, with Rahman sir's composition and you singing that, it's like it's a different level. Kind of
let me sing that for some of the students who are asking me to sing. आजा आजा जिंद शामी आने के तले, आजा जरी वाले नीले आसमाने के तले, जय हो जय हो जय हो जय हो जय हो जय हो जय हो. Thank you, Abhijit. Thank you, Lavanya. Thank you, Gopi.
Sir, it's such a blessing to hear you sing that live, and so I think maybe this would be the right time for us to actually perform Innum Konjam Neram. Yes. Yeah.
For that, I want you to sing any song from your album, and then we'll do Innum Konjam.
Maybe I could sing Siragadi Pain. I don't know if you've heard Siragadi Pain from Srinivasa's composition that I sang.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Siragadi Pain, Nan Siragadi Pain, Paravaigal Po, Nan Siragadi Pain, Malayalam Main, Nan Siragadi Pain, Disagalala, Dinam Ini Nan Siragadi Pain, Nan Siragadi Pain.
See, Harish is saying, super ma'am.
Wow.
இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருந்தாதா என்ன? Wow. Aishwarya is saying super ma'am. Super ma'am. I'm also saying super ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you
That
so
was
much,
nice,
sir.
Srisha. That
I
was
can
nice.
never, I don't know, I can not match your level of expertise, but, you know,
I mean, see,
yeah.
you're brilliant. That's what I said. Just you're blessed. You're blessed. Enjoy. So okay, let's do Innum Koncham then. இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருந்தாதா என்ன ஏன் அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் இங்கு போன இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருந்தாதா என்ன ஏன் அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் நின்று போன இன்னும் பேசக்கூட தொடங்காத என் நெஞ்சமும் கொஞ்சமும் நாராயண போய் என்னை விட்டு போகாதே என்னை விட்டு போகாதே இன்னும் பேசக்கூட தொடங்காத என் நெஞ்சமும் கொஞ்சமும் நாராயண போவாழ போல நீ வந்த கடல் போல நான் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நேரம் இருந்தாதா என்ன ஏன் அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் நின்று
இதுவரைக்கும் தனியாக என் மனசு அலைய விட்டு அலைய விட்டு அலைய விட்டாய் எதிர்பாரா நிறத்தில இதயத்தில வளைய விட்டு வளைய விட்டு வளைய விட்டாய்
நீ வந்து வந்து போய் அந்த அலைகளை போல
வந்து கையில மாட்டிக்குவேன் வரையல போல உன் கண்ணு கேத்த அழகாவனே காத்திரிடா கொஞ்சம்
உன்னை இப்படியே தந்தாலும் தித்திக்குமே
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் காலம் பொறுத்தாதா என்ன ஏன் அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் சொல்லு கண்டே இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் பொறுத்தாதா என்ன ஏன் அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் சொல்லு கண்டே கடல் மாதானையாக உயிரோடு உனக்காக காத்திருப்பேயா
என் கண்ணு ரெண்டும் மயங்குத மயங்குத உன்னிடம் சொல்லவே தயங்குதே
காத்து இனிக்குது உன்னையும் என்னையும் இழுக்குது
உன்னை இழுக்க என்னை இழுக்க என் மனசு நிறையுமே இந்த மீனோடம்பு வாசனை என்ன நீ தொட்டதும் மணக்குத
நீ பேசி தலையாட்டி நான் ரசிப்பேன்
நைஸ் இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருந்தாதா என்ன அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் நின்று பொண்ண இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருந்தாதா என்ன அவசரம் என்ன அவசரம் சொல்லு கண்ணு
நீ கண்ணு போல இருக்கணும் என் பிள்ளைக்கு தகப்பனாவணும் அந்த அறையோரோ நம்ம பசங்க கொஞ்சி விளையாடணும்
நீ சொந்தமாக கிடைக்கணும் நீ சொன்னதெல்லாம் நடக்கணும் நம்ம
உருவாக்கணும்
Lovely, lovely. What a song, no? Yeah, sir. I remember I was It was just AR sir and myself recording. He was in the recording booth, and I was singing. That's a every time when you're singing with AR, he makes sure that you're very comfortable doing what you are doing. You're never pushed too much. At the same time, he gives you some room if you want to push yourself. So that's a beauty. He never pushes you, but he makes sure that he gives you that room. So Innum Kanjam Neram is a it's a beautiful conversation that you're doing with the listener. More than, though of course in the movie it's a story that between Dhanush and the heroine. I forgot her name. Fantastic actor. But in real life, when I'm singing this song, I'm not talking to any lover on stage. I'm actually talking to the audience, right? Because they are listening to the song with so much of detailing because they are going through their own story. So I have to literally converse with, if there are 1,000 people in the audience, I have to literally talk to each one of them through the song. So it's that kind of a song it is.
Definitely, sir. And how many ever times you sing this song, there's always that you recreate the same kind of emotion and feeling that we all just enjoy. And even through this song, when I sang with you, maybe I don't know if I did justice to this song, but just singing, listening to you, and singing along with you was just such an amazing experience. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. As I said, your journey has been something that I love it, ma'am. Vijay Bhamma, superb. People loved it.
I was, I read that you were invited by the reputed Berklee College of Music in Boston in 2016, and you performed there with the Indian ensemble that had students from, I think, 22 different countries, and they all performed your hits along with you at the Berklee Performance Center to a very packed audience. So I believe that this experience would have been a very unique one for you, and because most of your live performances, depending on whether they are individual concerts or the ones you have accompanied with the eminent music directors, you would have been familiar with the artists that you're performing with, right? So how was the experience of singing at Berklee and performing with the students from different parts of the world?
Yeah, so I was I was invited by the Berklee College, Boston, to be the residence artist and interact with the students, because I was surprised to actually know that the students, as you mentioned, from 20 plus countries who were studying Indian music, and they all followed my work, whether it's my MTV Coke Studio songs, or what I did with AR Sir, or what I did as an individual. They all had followed what I've been doing, and they wanted to invite me as it was a student's choice. So see, that's a beauty, right? I'm sitting in one corner of Bangalore or Chennai or Mumbai and doing something, and there is a receiver to that piece of music in some corner of the planet. So that's the blessing artists have, because and thanks to the technology. So I went and I spent about 4 days with all the students, exchanging whatever thoughts musically and jamming with them. And then they all performed my songs to packed audience at the Berklee Performance Center, and I did perform too. And yeah, it was fantastic, because when I look back, the president of the Berklee College was also present, and he was so supportive, and he loves Indian music. So, and Indian music is a study by itself for so many aspiring musicians across uh, the planet, and I was very happy to be a part of that whole journey.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, sir. It's truly an honor to have listened to that. And as we are moving to the final leg of the session, I wanted to know what is the best advice you have been given, and will that also work for the younger generation?
Yeah. So we need to understand that times are different. Times are changing very fast. I was born in 1976, and it was a very different time then. It was, the world was just a lane that you lived. That was world. If you went to the next street, it was like going to another country because life was very small, but the joy was abundance in that small life because less is more, right? In life less is more. When you have to just travel a small piece of land, you will know every detail of that land, but when you have to travel too much, you will absorb few things. But as I said, now things have changed. Now there's so much that kids have to do. I see my daughter literally, she's doing all these online classes because, as you know, she is studying in Holland, but currently she's doing her online submissions and all that. I literally see her working for probably 10 to 12 hours every day. She's working on submissions and all that. So, in this chaos, if I go and give her a piece of advice, it'll be like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm not talking about my daughter. I'm saying advice is something that is very, very difficult, and it changes from person to person. So, it cannot be a generic thing that we just tell everybody, okay, go work hard and excel. It can't be that because everybody has a different dimension. But all I can say is every minute that we live on this planet has to be meaningful. Now, how you make it meaningful is in your own hand. So, and when I say meaningful, means not necessarily you have to keep working hard. There has to be a joy in everything that you do, whether you're learning, whether you're sleeping, whether you're eating, whether you're just, wasting time. Make sure that there is joy in what you're doing. Be a part of what you're doing. Be involved. Be in the moment so that you gather good memories for yourself. So, otherwise, it cannot be a very specific, generic advice. I think I have learned it much later in life, but I practice that. I want to be in that moment and, absorb it completely and then take with you.
Incredible, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think I see a lot of requests from the audience. They definitely want you to sing one more song.
Okay.
So,
What can that be? I sang Jai Ho. I sang Hosanna. I'll sing and then I'll say bye to everyone with that. And somebody actually said Hosanna. Nidayam udaithaai narangave yan maru idayam taruven நீ உடைக்கவே. அந்த நேரம் கண் பார்த்து கந்தலாகி போன நேரம் ஏதோ வாச்சு. ஓவானம் தீண்டி வந்தாச்சு, அப்பாவின் திட்டி எல்லாம் காற்றோடு போச்சு. ஹொசான என் வாசல் தாண்டி போனாலே, ஹொசான வேறொன்றும் செய்யாமலே. நான் அடி போகிறேன், சுக்குநூறாகிறேன், அவள் போன பின்பு எந்த நெஞ்சை தேடி போகிறேன். ஹொசானா வாழ்வுக்கும் பக்கம் வந்தேன். ஹொசானா சாவுக்கும் பக்கம் நின்றேன். ஹொசானா ஏனென்றால் காதல் என்பேன். Hosanna, Thank you, Srisha.
Oh, that was very sweet.
Thank you, everyone.
For joining.
Incredible. That was very lovely, sir. Thank you so much. I think yeah, it's such a joy, listening to you always. And today, whoever has been on the session, like I think we're very blessed to have listened to you. I think the participants on Zoom are around 100, but the audiences who are watching on YouTube are even more. So thanks to everybody who has joined us here today. And sir, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And it is truly a blessing for me to have hosted you in today's episode. And I look forward to working with you in the near future as well. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Srisha, take care and convey my regards to your parents. And hopefully I'll get to see all the students soon.